Best-selling author Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money has gone viral, captivating readers with its seemingly simple approach to money management. Yet, underneath the hype and success lies a pressing question: is the psychology of money a scam designed to exploit our psychological biases rather than enlighten us? Unfortunately, we live in a time where countless scams are dressed up as legitimate advice, exploiting people's emotions and vulnerabilities. The psychology of money might just be another one of those cleverly disguised ploys. Here's why I think this best-selling book is a scam, and I'm going to break it down from least to most compelling reason. Welcome to House of Crimes. Number 5. The author's questionable credentials. Let us start with the obvious. Who the hell is this guy named Morgan Housel to be giving us paid advice on money? Housel isn't some financial titan who built a fortune from the ground up. He wasn't a hedge fund manager or a self-made millionaire before he started writing about money. He was a columnist. That's right, he wrote articles about finance for the Motley Fool. Writing about money doesn't make you an expert in handling it, just like writing about crime doesn't make me a criminal. And yet, Housel has managed to sell himself as a thought leader in the world of personal finance. The main problem here is that there's a serious lack of expertise. In the financial advice world, people usually expect that the advisors have actually succeeded financially themselves. But Housel doesn't really fit that mold. By the time The Psychology of Money became popular, he wasn't known for managing investments or building personal wealth. He was just a writer who liked to summarize what others had said. Because he hasn't had any real financial success, it raises questions about his authority to guide millions on how to think about, invest, and manage their money. Plus, even though his book talks about the psychology behind how we handle money, Housel doesn't have any formal training in psychology, neuroscience, or behavioral economics. His grasp of human behavior seems pretty basic, often relying on oversimplified stories that make his advice easy to understand but lack serious analysis. In a complicated field like personal finance, oversimplifying things can be risky, making readers feel overconfident or push them into taking unnecessary risks. Just this year in 2024, Housel's estimated net worth is just over $500,000. Now, $500,000 might sound impressive to some, but let's be real, this isn't expert in money territory, especially when compared to other financial gurus. This alone raises serious red flags about his authority on the subject. We're supposed to take financial advice from someone who hasn't made it big in finance themselves? Seems suspect to me. Number 4. The oversimplification trap. The most dangerous aspect of Housel's book is its seductive simplicity. The Psychology of Money tells readers that financial success isn't about how smart you are or how much you know, it's all about behavior. That sounds great, right? Just master your emotions and boom, you'll be financially secure. Wrong. Any real financial success involves more than just thinking right. It's about knowing the markets, understanding investments, creating strategic financial plans, and, let's not forget, discipline. Oversimplifying the complexity of money management to something as easy as just control your emotions is a massive red flag. Housel's premise is a psychological hook designed to lull you into believing that financial freedom is easier than it actually is. It feels good to think that anyone can be rich just by changing their mindset. It's a classic cognitive bias: if something is easy to understand, it must be effective. But in reality, true financial success requires more than a feel-good narrative. This oversimplification sets readers up for failure. Number 3. Emotional manipulation as a sales tactic. Here's where things get shady. Housel doesn't just give financial advice, he tells stories. Emotional stories. And what happens when people hear emotional stories? They stop thinking critically. This is a classic manipulation tactic in psychology, known as availability bias. When we hear vivid, emotionally charged stories, we tend to believe them more than cold, hard facts, even if they're not representative of reality. Housel hooks readers with tales of rich families who lost everything, regular folks who made it big, and all sorts of dramatic, emotionally resonant situations. The problem? These stories aren't universal. They are cherry-picked examples designed to get you nodding along and emotionally investing in his message, rather than stepping back and questioning whether the advice is actually sound. Financial decisions should be based on logic, data, and careful planning, not gut feelings inspired by anecdotes. But Housel knows that people are more likely to trust someone who tells them a good story. And that's exactly what he exploits. Number 2. The illusion of accessibility. One of Housel's key selling points is that his advice is for everyone. He emphasizes that financial success is attainable for all of us, not just the wealthy elite. On the surface, this sounds empowering. Who wouldn't want to believe that they, too, can build wealth with the right mindset? But this is where the scam kicks into high gear. By making the process seem so easy and within reach, Housel is selling readers on the illusion of accessibility. Sure, his message, that it's all about psychology, not intelligence, feels comforting, but it's dangerously misleading. The truth is that personal finance requires education, experience, and often, some level of privilege. Success isn't simply about mastering your emotions or behavioral quirks. It's about understanding markets, learning how to invest smartly, and sometimes just having access to opportunities others might not have. Housel downplays these factors, encouraging people to believe that the psychology of money is the only key to wealth, when in fact, it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle. This leads readers to overestimate their control over financial outcomes, creating a false sense of security. In reality, the road to financial stability isn't as easy or accessible as Housel makes it out to be, and by overselling this accessibility, he risks leading people down a dangerous path. And finally, number 1. Profiting from your fear and insecurity. Time to address the elephant in the room. The psychology of money is, at its core, a product designed to sell. Housel is not an altruistic philanthropist offering free wisdom. He's a businessman capitalizing on the anxieties and insecurities people have about money. Now, here's the most damning reason: Morgan Housel is profiting off your anxieties about money. The book positions itself as a solution to your financial fears, offering simple, feel-good advice on how to manage your relationship with money. But who really benefits here? Housel, not you. He's capitalizing on the very insecurities his book claims to solve. People are drawn to the psychology of money because they're anxious, confused, or afraid of their financial future. Housel packages his message to exploit those emotions, making people believe that his approach will help them achieve financial peace. But the reality is, the simplicity and emotional appeal of his advice don't offer substantial, actionable strategies for improving your financial situation. Sure, you might feel better after reading it. After all, it's comforting to believe that mastering your emotions is all you need. But when the emotional high wears off, readers are left with little practical guidance on how to navigate the complex world of personal finance. And while you're left holding on to feel-good platitudes, Housel is raking in the profits from his best-selling book. It's a clever scheme: sell hope, not results. This is why the psychology of money feels like a scam, because it promises so much, delivers so little, and ultimately serves to enrich the author more than it helps the reader. So, in short, beware the hype. Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money isn't just another financial advice book, it's a well-packaged scam designed to exploit your emotions, fears, and hopes. Housel's lack of real financial expertise, his reliance on emotional manipulation, and the illusion of accessibility all add up to a dangerous combination. Financial literacy is not a one-size-fits-all solution, and emotional intelligence alone will not make someone wealthy. Housel's readers are sold the idea that mastering their psychology around money will automatically lead to success, when in reality, it only scratches the surface of what is required for financial well-being. The real wealth being accumulated here is not by the readers who buy into his philosophy, but by Housel himself, who profits from the very insecurities and fears his book pretends to solve. In the end, Housel profits off the insecurities of everyday readers. The book gives you just enough hope to keep you hooked, but not enough real advice to change your financial reality. For anyone serious about building wealth, you'd be better off seeking advice from those with real expertise and a track record of financial success, rather than someone who's built their fortune on selling oversimplified ideas. Don't fall for the scam. Recognize the game being played, and protect yourself from buying into the emotional manipulation disguised as financial wisdom.